Karnataka mentioned, the Hijab row is how 2022 began in Karnataka. It became one of the most polarizing issues and continues to be this election season in Karnataka. While all political parties are trying to gain mileage from the issue, an 18-year-old student has emerged as the face of young new India. When the Karnataka government banned hijab in educational institutions last year, Tabassum Sheikh had to make a choice to adhere to her faith or to continue with her education. But Tabassum chose the latter and has emerged as a topper in the arts stream of her second pre-university exams. That's class 12. Speaking exclusively to India Today, young Tabassum shared her experience of what she had to go through during the hijab row in Karnataka. She also says that her parents encouraged her to comply with the verdict. She emphasized that her parents asked her to focus on her education in order to avoid any such injustice in future. Take a look.
Tabassum, first of all, hearty congratulations on your achievement. A huge win indeed. So tell us a bit about your preparation and how it was for you.
Thank you so much for your kind wishes. And as for my preparation, I started on the very first day of college itself. I went to the library and I collected the previous year question papers, and I compared those papers to figure out like which are the most frequently asked questions, and I paid more attention to those questions, and I prepared them thoroughly. Other than that, I used to meticulously take notes, and I used to color code my notes as well. I would note down all the important points in class, and then I'd come back home and I would revise it. And another strategy which I used is that I felt that when I narrated whatever was taught in my own mother tongue, I was able to retain it for a longer time. So whatever was taught in college in English, I used to come back home and I used to tell my mom all about it in Urdu. So that helped me to really retain that information. So that is another strategy which I used. As for how long I used to study, I used to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I feel really fresh and rejuvenated after a good night's rest, and that's when I would start studying. And I would study up till 8 o'clock. And then obviously at 9:30 I have college, so I have to get ready for that. And then I'd come back and I would revise my notes. So it was almost 6 to 8 hours of study daily. And other than that,
Tabassum, tell us a bit about, as a student and at such a young age, I'm sure there would have been immense pressure on your head. So what were the challenges that you had to go through?
There was actually not a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. Like my parents especially, they created a very warm and supportive environment at home. They knew I had potential, and they knew that I had the means to realize it as well. So they would always encourage me to be stress-free, tension-free, and to give it my best shot. And yes, in college when you're doing well, the teachers have a lot of expectations from you, but I tried to keep that aside. But still, I used to overthink and overwork myself, and I have a migraine problem. So I used to get headaches very frequently, and the only solution to that was getting a proper 8 hours of sleep. So that was one thing, but somehow I was able to cope with all of that and prepare.
Talking about mental health, I'm sure you would have gone through a lot of challenges around the year 2020 or 2021 when the whole hijab controversy happened. So tell us a bit about how you dealt with it.
It was a period of uncertainty. I was very confused and depressed because, because the hijab is an integral part of my identity and also my religion. But first, it is a part of my identity, right? It is something which I've been wearing the hijab since I was 5. So it was very difficult for me to give it up, and I didn't want to. It's a secular country. I should be allowed to wear my hijab while I pursue my education. So it felt very unfair, very unjust, and when the verdict came out, my parents, they encouraged me to comply with the orders. And I did not attend college for 2 weeks because I was very confused about what I should do. But my parents said that if I was able to acquire an education, then I could get to a position where I could prevent such injustices from happening in the future. So that was my main motive for continuing to attend college.